I don't like male doctors. This is my new medication. It's cancer territory. Hello. This video is a little nerve-wracking to make. I'm a little scared actually. So what do I want to talk about? Basically, I want to talk about this medical condition I'm currently experiencing. It's a little concerning. Not a little, a lot. Let me just get into it. If you have been on my channel before and you've seen a video I made about a date I went on that ended up in fiasco because I had a medical emergency, and I guess that's why I would say it started, but I don't even know if they're related. Let's just go way back. Way back when I was in high school, I used to have this stomach pain and I never knew the cause of them. The way it happens feels like someone has like a scissors or knife to my navel on the inside. So I would have difficulty standing straight because it would just feel like a sharp pain. So I would always have to hunch over, and if the pain becomes too unbearable, which it always was, I'll just curl up in a ball and go to sleep. And whenever I would wake up, it would be gone. And over the years, when I would have doctor's visits, I would mention this experience to them. And my doctor would say things like, I'm sorry because he can't diagnose me because I was never in that pain at that moment I was talking to him. So they would say things like, if you're in the pain, then you should come visit the office. But I could never move anywhere when I was in the pain, so I would never diagnose for anything. Over the years, the pain just disappeared. Last week, I was talking to my mom. She's teasing me about being vegan because she just doesn't get it. She thinks I'm too bony because I'm not eating meat. I'm not getting nutrient from meat. That's why I'm bony. And I was trying to brag about, Mom, do you know back when I used to have this stomach pain in high school, I feel as though I don't experience it anymore because I'm vegan. That's what I was telling her. I was bragging about that because since I went vegan, I've never experienced it. I don't know what it is that I stopped eating that was not affecting me anymore. I don't know. But that was my claim. Now back to the first video I mentioned. In April, the ironic thing was I recommended a vegan restaurant for us to go to. We were in the middle of dinner when this attack happened. I ended up going to the hospital. We were there for 6 hours. They diagnosed me with ruptured cyst. While I was there, I got blood work done, I got IV into my body, I got CAT scan, MRI, x-ray, ultrasonography, and then medication for a week or something. And when I left, they charged me a little under $300. It was a really big hospital. It was a teaching university hospital in Seoul. So that was my cost, and I was like, okay, this is not bad for out of pocket after insurance deduction. A week later, after I went for a checkup to see the progress of whatever the ruptured cyst was, I was told I was okay, nothing was there anymore, so I didn't need surgery. I just stayed away from being active for a week or so, and then things were normal. And this will all make sense to you why I'm bringing out money, because I don't like spending money unnecessarily, and also it's why I've always hated going to the hospitals anyway, because they always cost so much. But in Korea, in comparison to America, it's a little cheaper. But that was not what I felt this past week when I experienced my attack again. Last week, Thursday, I was at school in the middle of my last class. So I leave work at 4:30 every day, and I teach 4 classes, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Friday. On Thursday, I teach 5 classes. So my last class of the day ends at 1:40. Around 1:20, 1:30 on that Thursday, I started feeling pain. I was in the middle of a class, so I couldn't stop. Facial expressions, my demeanor was changing because I was in pain and I was uncomfortable. But I didn't tell anyone anything, not my coworker, not the students, so I just finished the class. Since I had nothing to do for the rest of the day, I just stayed in my office I'll try and sleep it off. Sometimes I take a nap on my desk. I tried to take a nap, but it didn't work. I just stayed in my office until it was time to go home. When I got home, pain was still here. So I dropped off my bag and just went to my bed. And I was like, I'm just going to take a nap and sleep it off, because that's what I do often. I don't have medicine at home because I don't like taking medicine. Also because if I don't know what's wrong with me, how can I just take any random medicine? So I just went to bed. It was hard to fall asleep, but eventually I did fall asleep for about 45 minutes to an hour, I think. When I woke up, the pain was still there. So I was worried. I was like, this is not normal. Usually when I take a nap, my pain goes away. That's just what I was used to. So I contacted my coordinator and I said, if I need to go to an emergency room, can you give me contact for the ones close by me? So she gave me 3. And I looked up the closest one. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go here. And as I was moving about and around, the pain kind of fizzled away. So I thought I was good. So I didn't consider it anymore. And then it got to be around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. The pain came back and I was like, okay, nope, let's go. So I got dressed. I packed a bag for overnight because I'm I may have to spend the night there. So my charger, water bottle, phone, brought my Kindle reader. I don't know. Went downstairs. Usually I take the bus oftentimes. I was like, okay, maybe this is not time to take a bus. Let's take a taxi. It's easier to order a taxi because if you order on the app, it would just come to you. If you're just waiting for one, oftentimes they'll just ignore you or someone already booked it. So I called for a taxi and it's telling me, okay, less than 7 minutes, less than 6 minutes. The time keeps dropping the taxi was gonna come. And I'm just standing there. And then my order got canceled. I waited for a little bit, called another taxi. Same thing, canceled. And then within the short period of time as I was waiting for the taxi, my pain left. Weird, I know. I was like, okay, this is a sign. I'm good now. My pain is gone. So I came upstairs to my apartment and the night was good. Friday, I don't know what happened in the middle of the night. It was double the pain I experienced the Thursday before. I went through first period, okay, just like my face was a little bit like not good. Second period of the day, it felt like what I experienced on my date, because when the pain got worse, my date was asking me like, are you okay? I first was saying like, I'm okay, not okay. And then there was a point he didn't need to ask because tears were just rolling down my face. I was in class and tears came down my face. The teacher wasn't in the room, so it was just me and the students, and they were like, oh teacher, what's wrong? I said my stomach hurt. And this one girl, she stood up, she came on her phone in a translator app. She said, if you need to go to the bathroom, you can go, I will take over. I guess she thought maybe I needed to go poop or something. And I said, oh no, it's okay, it's not the bathroom, it's just my stomach. So I finished the class, went through third period, fourth period. This pain was horrible. Like I was holding my belly. I told my following class, I'm sorry, I have a stomach pain, so I'm just going to have to sit down. So I did 3 classes while I was sitting down. I stayed at school until the end of the day also. And I got home, it was bad this day, so I just got home, changed my bag and packed that overnight bag again, and I went to the first emergency room. I got to the emergency room. Before I could even see a doctor, I was charged $90, just Korean $90, but just thinking US dollars if you want. So I I waited for close to an hour. Attendant person came to me and was asking me questions. At first, I really didn't want to tell them what happened in April because I don't want to pollute their mind to like misdiagnose me, because if that's not the same thing I have. So I just wanted to just let them know the symptoms I was experiencing and to diagnose it. But I was trying to talk to him. English was minimal also, and I don't speak Korean, especially not medical Korean. He wasn't getting, so I finally settled and I explained that, well, in April, I experienced this thing. I don't know if that's what I'm experiencing, but just so you know. He called a doctor and the doctor came over and he said, if that's what I'm still experiencing that they're not sure of, they don't have the department here. I was like, they don't have an OBGYN? It's a university hospital, by the way. It's the same university that they have in Seoul, Suncheonhyang, but they have a branch here. So I didn't understand what they meant by they didn't have a department, because I assumed OBGYN was not that specialized. But they told me if they had to transfer me, it would cost me a lot of money. So I said, so what do you want me to do? Do you want me to leave by myself? They said, yeah, we would recommend for you to go to another hospital. So I asked where, and then they mentioned another hospital that was already on the list that my coordinator had given me. I was so mad, I was so in pain. I walked out of the hospital. The attendant ran after me and was like, oh, excuse me, there's a procedure you have to do to check out. Thank God he did that, because when I went back to where I checked in, I wrote into Papa Gun and I asked him like, so what did I pay for if a doctor didn't actually see me? So she picked up the phone and she called the doctors to ask. She said, okay, we can cancel it. So thank God for that, because it canceled it and I got my money back. Now I found my way to the other hospital. It's also a university hospital. So I went to the ER. I got there around 9:30ish maybe. I got into the ER room bed around 10 o'clock. Right away they gave me saline IV. I don't know what it does, honestly. They asked me for my symptoms. I told them. They took my blood, my pee. I rested in the bed for a little bit. Then they took me for a CAT scan and an x-ray. And I came back to the bed and I was not feeling okay. So I said, can you please give me pain relief medicine? So the lady came and put something into the IV wire. And I felt it going into my body, really. Oh my gosh, it lasted like 3 minutes to work, and then it just stopped. It didn't work anymore. After a little bit of that, then they transferred me to the OBGYN upstairs, and I don't like male doctors in OBGYN. I'm not comfortable with them. And I said, do you not have a woman doctor for this? She said, no, we only have this guy. And I was like, oh, I don't really want him. But I was already given the skirt and, you know, not wearing anything else but the skirt and the blouse. And I was like elevated on the, I don't know the words for this, you know, they have your legs spread out and like you'll be exposed. And then I couldn't even see who was attending to me after all. The nurse was talking to me. They have this curtain hanging from above that covers your face, so you don't see who's dealing with you down there. So I don't know if the doctor eventually saw me, but I know I was exposed because I could feel the breeze blowing. They asked me when my last coitus was. So based on that, they didn't do the test they wanted to do. I think they wanted to do an ultrasonography like I did back in April, but they didn't. But then he came to the conclusion that what I was experiencing was PID, pelvic inflammatory disease. When I Googled that, predominantly it's an STI. So how can an STI happen to me if I said no to coitus? So I said, that's not the case with me. I settled for it because that was the conclusion they came to and they weren't listening to anything else. I mentioned having a ruptured cyst back in April. He denied any of those. He didn't look. He just settled for PID. So they just sent me back downstairs to the ER and I was waiting there for a little bit. Then they came and they just said, okay, you can leave. I was still in pain. They gave me prescription to the hospital pharmacy. So I picked it up. And then when I was checking out, they only gave me saline IV that I wish I took pictures. Barely even crossed the top of the line where you could actually notice that the IV actually went into your body. Pain relief and then medication for 5 days. I paid over 400. It hurt so bad. Like I was in physical pain and then I was in financial pain because I was like, why did it cost this? Like I didn't even have that many tests done. So I was mad because I was still in physical pain and I was being sent home. I got in a taxi and I got home and I tried to sleep and I couldn't sleep. It felt like someone took my insides and they were breathing it. That's what it felt like. Someone was toying with the insides of my stomach. I couldn't sleep. I laid down here. I laid down on the side. Somehow I cried through the pain and fell asleep that Friday night. I even called my sister. She was like talking me through it. We were praying together, reading Bible verses. And it was horrible. It was bad. But I couldn't go back to the hospital because they sent me home. I thought I was not going to make it through the night. I was so scared. So they gave me the medication and it was supposed to be 30 minutes after you ate every meal of the day. But when I got home Friday, I hadn't had dinner by the time I went to the hospital. And when they sent me home, it was so late. I had no appetite. So I didn't take the medicine because I had no food in my stomach. So I just said I would just start on Saturday. Saturday, I took it for breakfast, lunch, dinner. The pain was really bad on Saturday. I was supposed to go somewhere that day and I had to cancel. I couldn't go anywhere. Saturday was the worst pain, similar to the pain I experienced in April. Sunday came, I had a wedding to go to, I couldn't go. Took the medication, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Monday, I went to work. Pain was there, but like it was okay. I wasn't crying, it was doable. I took the medication, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. When I left the emergency room on Friday, they booked an appointment for me to come back on Tuesday for 8:30. So I had taken time off from work. I was open half day, and then I'll go back to work later. So I got to the hospital to ask for my appointment, and they said, you don't have one. So I went back to the ER and I said, you made an appointment for me on Tuesday. I don't have it. And he said, lucky me. The lady that was supposed to be in the OBGYN department that I was scheduled with had a baby on Saturday. I don't know why in their system they couldn't reassign if she was having appointments. Like, why wasn't her patient reassigned to someone else? So I guess they just removed us from the system. And why was a pregnant lady so close to her birthday still on the clock, by the way? Why was she still on the schedule? I was just mad. I was like, okay, can I get another doctor? I shouldn't even have still been in pain. The medication should have worked. It was antibiotics and pain relief. It never did any of those things it was supposed to do because the pain just kept coming. The kind of pain I was experiencing, kind of like when people are going into labor and they have contractions. I don't know what that feels like. I'm not trying to compare myself to that, but interval kind of pain, it comes in waves, comes and goes. So I asked him, I said, can I get another appointment today? He said, 11:30 a.m. And I was like, well, if I do that, I would not get back to school by the time I had promised to be there. So I was so mad and I said, okay, cancel everything. I'm going to go to another hospital. So as I walked out, I decided to call my coordinator and he said, can I talk to someone at the hospital? So I went back to the ER. And can you believe this guy who couldn't find anything until 11:30 managed to find something like right there within the hour I was there. So he sent me to another OBGYN. I went to see the OBGYN. It was around 10 o'clock, 10:30. She looked at my scans from Friday. She looked at everything and she said, I'm pretty sure you do not have PID. I don't see any inflammation. So tell me, why did the doctor in the ER, the OBGYN assigned there, how did they see? And I said, thank you. But she said, well, I don't know what's causing this pain. You're in pain. So I'm going to refer you to someone else. So they sent me to the gastrointestinal center, which is like digestive system. I swiped my card by the OBGYN office in order to go to the gastro department. What is this money for? I don't know. Did I pay for the OBGYN or did I pay for a place I'm about to go to? What did I pay for at the ER? This money just sucking out of my wallet. And remember, I'm still not over the $414,000 that I paid. On Friday night, I'm just like, why did that cost so much? So I went to gastro doctor. I waited for a little bit. I didn't see him until like 11:30ish. When I walked in, he checked my stomach. It hurt so bad. He asked for my symptoms. Do I have fever? No other symptoms, just the stomach pain. He looked at the blood from the last scan. He said, I don't see anything. Wait, he said, I will send you back to radiology. Go get that test done one more time. He wants to do comparison of some sort. So I went to radiology and then I went to add blood work. All of that took an hour. By this time I knew I was not going to make it to work. So I contacted my point of contact. I was like, I'm going to be here a long time. The result came and he said, I'm looking at the scans. You do not have inflammation. I said, the second doctor to say this. So why was I told on Friday that I had that? So it's confirmed. I don't have PID, correct? Also in the scans, nothing's showing. There's no irregularity. There's nothing. It's clear. They're looking at the blood, however. He said, we're looking at your white blood cells count. There was a straight line and that's where it's the normal for. The blood they took from me on Friday was hovering around 3.95. Then the blood I took that day was literally on 3. So he said, I don't know if the pain you're experiencing is what caused the drop or the medication you were using, which is this antibiotics and pain relief. So I had taken it on Saturday all day, Sunday all day, Monday all day, and then Tuesday in the morning for breakfast. He said because I don't have inflammation, I was taking the antibiotics to treat inflammation. So he thinks it was too strong for me. And so stop it immediately. Dog, you don't have to tell me twice that he's going to recommend another medication. So they sent me home with another medication. Da-da-da. This is my new medication. For 7 days after every meal as well. Here's where I'm scared and confused. So if it is the previous medication that caused the drop in white blood cells, with this new one, then the white blood cells will go back to normal, right? Correct? If that is the case, hooray! what's causing my pain still. Like, what's causing the pain? If it's not the medication that caused the drop, what caused the drop? He said, if we don't have the answer to that, when I come back on Tuesday, I have to go see a hematologist. And that's where I just got so scared, because I don't know much about stuff, but when I hear white blood cells deficiency, it's cancer territory. That's all I've ever known it to be. But like, if it was to be cancer though, I don't know what I'm doing. Wouldn't they see lumps or tumors or something on the scans? I'm scared. I'm so in pain. My wallet was draining. When I left the ER, just to meet the OBGYN, I swiped my card. When I left the OBGYN to go see the gastroenterologist, I swiped my card. When I left the enterologist to go take those radiology tests and the blood test, I swiped my card. When I got the result back and I was about to leave the hospital, I swiped my card once more. When they made the future appointment for me, I swiped my card. And then when they gave me the medication, I swiped my card. And I was just like, what is that? It's literally day 7 and I still have pain. Because the new medication is like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it was already lunchtime. I didn't take the new one. I kind of just wanted to let my body be done with those other medications I was taking. So I started the new one today. My pain just comes in waves, except today was just about 1 to 2 today, like the highest. And like I said, before Thursday, I hadn't been that active because I was just not feeling great. So I have not exercised for a long time at all. I walked to school about 40 minutes and I walked back home. So I'm getting exercise that way, but I haven't been to the actual gym. So today I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm just going to slowly walk on the treadmill. Usually when I'm walking on a normal day on the treadmill, the machine number would be about 6 or 7. Today I put it at 3 at first, but I wasn't moving much. So I put it at 4. And I was fine. Nothing happened. And I did an hour at the gym. When I left, the pain came back. I can't tell if the gym made it happen or it was just supposed to come back anyway. Just in horrible pain nonstop. And then I also have another dilemma. So I was inspired to donate blood because of a YouTuber who had cancer and unfortunately passed away, encouraging people to donate blood. Back in America, I donate blood all the time with the Red Cross and then the Rhode Island Blood Center. I just did it because it was the right thing to do. But since I was here, it was just almost impossible to donate. But the other day, I got to help a lady who was going to be having birth and they needed her blood type. So we were able to go through the process. And so since I was in the system, I was like, okay, this is going to be a regular thing that I do now. So I signed up to do my second donation. There's an app to sign up you can use to create an appointment. It looks so easy. I tried to do it and then I got to the point where I was supposed to submit. It didn't work. So I had to ask my coworker to help me call. Having to involve other people in your medical problems, I hate it. It's just so frustrating. Yes, obviously the burden is on me to speak Korean, but I don't yet. So I have to explain myself to a friend who understands some English to explain to the doctor. It's always so annoying. So this coworker, I had to make the appointment for me over the phone. I had to cancel that appointment because it was gonna fall on the wedding that was happening on Sunday. I ended up not going to because of this pain, but I canceled it because I thought I was going to that wedding. So I scheduled another appointment on Monday. So when I left work on Monday, I went to my appointment. You know, you have to do the questionnaire. And they asked me, are you taking medication? And I said yes. What is it for? And I told them antibiotics and pain relief. And literally I couldn't because you can have medication like prescription within 7 days of donating. So I canceled and I rescheduled because at the time the medication I was taking would have ended and then I would have had a 7-day window in between then. Now I was given another medication that's gonna last 7 days to go ahead and cancel that third appointment. I feel like I look irresponsible. I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with my actual physical pain. I'm dealing with my bank account crying. Like, what's happening here? The doctors don't know what's wrong with me. They don't see anything on the test. And I'm just baffled. Like, I'm not faking it. I'm in pain. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to explain my situation. I'm in pain. I'm not imagining it. It's real pain. Can't walk fast. My appetite has been cut into 2. I only eat what I need to eat in order to take medication. What causes pain for more than 7 days? It's 7th day today and I'm still in the middle of it. And I just feel so horrible when people are, oh, so how are you? Because you know, like if you tell people you're sick, you know, they'll check in on you day 2, day 3 and like, you know, oh, you're feeling better. Thank God. People are checking in with me. So how is it today? And I'm just like, well, it's not 0 because there's literally nothing else to update them on. And I just feel so bad. The thing is, one thing I've always been very proud of and giving thanks to God for is my health because I've never had the flu. I've never gotten a cold. I haven't even had COVID. I've always bragged about my health as the one thing I'm rich in. Like, even if I don't have money, my health is prime. And to be dealing with this and to not know what's causing it is, I don't know what else to say. Like, I already took Tuesday off. I have to take another Tuesday off next week. And I feel bad because I'm missing that one great... And right now, I'm having an episode. It hurts so bad. What is this if it's not ruptured cyst? What is it and how can no doctor see it? Where is he hiding? please. If you know, phone a friend, comment below, please help. I don't know who's watching this, but thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. This is the freaking long video I've made, so I'm gonna stop. I'm done. Bye.